What's going on, guys? It's Andrew from DefensiveFit. So today, I want to do a quick video on breathing control. This is not a going to be technical video. It's going to be pretty much for the average person. You have an accident at home, in the park, at work, whatever the case is, or you come across somebody that's gotten hurt. Again, some sort of accident happened in a car with machinery, shot, whatever the case is. Let's say person has a laceration on the arm. First you want to do is take some sort of cloth, rag, something. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to use some gauze here. So again, if you don't have it, if you don't have a first aid kit or you don't have anything, any shirt would do. But again, laceration in the arm, you want to make pressure, get to the hospital. If you're by yourself, find something to wrap it up with, tape, whatever the case is, a shirt, rip it, or if anything, if you can, just make pressure, drive if possible, get to the hospital. One thing you can use, and again, this is very basic stuff, is it's an elastic bandage or an ace bandage. An example would be, for the purpose of simplicity, I'm gonna keep it on my leg. So again, I just got a couple of, this is roll gauze that I just folded, and this is just some dressings. I have laceration on my leg. I'm making pressure. Again, I wanna hold it down if I can. If I don't think we'll say it's a life-threatening per se, it's on top of my leg, not as in, it wasn't a femoral artery type of cut or laceration. I'm just gonna make pressure there, maybe even do a little bit of what is called wound packing, a little bit, not official wound. I'm just gonna put some gauze into the cut, make some pressure. If I can, again, I wanna take something. Right now, this is just an elastic bandage that I'm gonna be using. I'm just gonna, again, put pressure. I will wrap it up. Wrap it up. I'm all over the place. Again, keep wrapping it, get to the hospital. That's one option. Now, another option could be, this is a pressure bandage. So technically this is a commercial version of this. So this is actually, this particular one is what it's called an Israeli bandage. Now the beauty about this particular one is that it's good for, putting it on yourself if your laceration or cut is on your arm. For example, it's got a little bit of a loop here that you would slide your hand. So let's just say the cut is in this hand. You would slide it through. Put it over the wound. You want to try to bring it around where this clip here, this loop, is going to be on the wound. So let's just say it's on top of my forearm. I want to put it there, wrap it around. I'm going to feed it through. And then I want to, again, put pressure. And again, you just keep wrapping it, Got undone here. It's got a couple of clips here that you could just hook it and it would isolate it. And again, the idea is to get to the hospital. Obviously, if the wound is on your leg, this is obviously a lot easier to do. You don't need to, you wouldn't feed it through a loop. You would just, again, put it there, feed it through. Take the bandage. You're trying to put these particular loop. I don't know if you can see it from there from the camera, from the angle. Feed it through, turn around. Again, this is what's gonna create the pressure. Pull through it, wrap it around, get to the hospital. And again, let's just say that that's more of a little bit deeper wound. So this particular, just a little bit of gauze with some tape or the elastic bandage, we'll say it's a capillary cut or something minor, something that's not really, it's more like oozing more than squirting. So again, if it's a vein cut, you're gonna see more of it's kind of built like a puddle. It's gonna start oozing. If it's an artery, it's gonna start squirting. So that's the difference. So obviously, artery is gonna, because it goes off the beat of the heart, it's gonna pump out a lot quicker. The last one is tourniquet. Now this is a trainer tourniquet. I did not set it up. There's a way of setting this up so it's a lot more accessible. I didn't want to set up because again, I just wanted to show you what it is. It's a tourniquet. Now there's two rules for the tourniquet. You can do what it's called high and tight. In other words, let me go back. This is for extremities. This is not something you will put around your neck or your body. It's just not going to fit. You would put it where your legs or your arms. So this could go all the way up here if there's a cut anywhere below it. Another rule of thumb is 2 to 3 inches above the cut. So I'm going to use my arm so I don't have to grab my leg. So let's just say the cut is by my wrist, or for the sake of argument, let's just say that I literally chopped my wrist off. So again, I could go up here, like I mentioned earlier, high and tight. If not, I could just keep it a couple of inches from the wound. I want to wrap it, Go around it, use the Velcro to tighten it up. I'm gonna use the windlass, tighten it. I wanna keep tightening it. This is gonna hurt. Keep tightening it until the bleeding stops. And again, it's gonna may take a while because if it's a complete amputation, it's gonna take a while. Let's just say that maybe it's just holding a little bit. I wanna make sure that it's not, what do you call it? That the bleeding stops and there's no pulse. Another way of looking at it, let's just say that it's more a nasty cut. It's just a nasty cut here. So I could go a little bit higher above the elbow or just below it. Same thing. I want to turn it, tighten it, turn the windlass. I want to keep turning it until the bleeding stops and I feel no pulse. Again, bleeding stops and there's no pulse. When you don't feel pulse, obviously you're going to feel your hand going numb. You know it stopped, but you really want to turn it. This will hurt. Same thing on the leg. Again, this does come out. Again, it's not a lesson on how to use a on how to put a tourniquet together, but it's just a belt. Treat this like a belt. This is like putting a belt on. Feed it through. Sink it in here again. Pull it as hard as you can. You really want to pull as hard as you can. Velcro it, go all the way around. You want to tighten it. Again, bleeding stops. There's no distal pulse. All right. So those are variations. Tourniquets, again, for extremities, legs and arms. The pressure bandage or Israeli bandage, this pretty much is all over your body. Let's just say an abdomen, you can put that anywhere, in the back. If you have a wound, let's just say it's been a puncture or a bullet shot to your junctures, in other words, where your joints are at, where you can put a tourniquet, you could use this. You could also do what's called wound packing. Take the gauze, roll of gauze, compressed gauze, just really try to shove it in the hole. You're trying to force it where it stops the bleeding. Then you wrap it around. That could go either, again, junctions in your legs, or it could be in the shoulder, same thing. I want to feed it through, cover it up, put pressure on it, wrap it around my shoulder, my back, whatever the case is, and stop the bleeding. And the tourniquet, again, tourniquet is the best thing. So those are your multiple options. And again, if you don't have any of these commercial tools, which I recommend you do, but you could always go worst case scenario, it's elastic bandage and some either rag or something. But you want to make pressure. Stop the bleeding, put pressure. That's your first thing should be apply pressure. Once you apply pressure, if it continues bleeding, you need to do something to stop the bleeding. Obviously, compress an elastic bandage or trauma dressing, slap it on, get to a hospital, worst case scenario, or the best tool to have is the tourniquet. If it's on your torso or on your upper body, on your torso, your chest, obviously the pressure dressing, the trauma dressing is going to be your best option. Okay. Anyway, just wanted to give you a quick tip. Wanted to go a little quick over on how to control bleeding depending on the situation. There's a lot more videos out there that have more details. Again, I didn't want to go into details. I just wanted to keep it simple. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Until next time.